What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, here with another T3 off-the-cuff installment, your one-stop shop for daily horology news. Now, guys, again, up at the top here, I do want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. All the birthday wishes are just like flooding in, and it is overwhelming. You guys are so kind and supportive, and I read every single comment, so thank you so much, guys. Here's to year 34. Oh my gosh. And I'm only balding a little bit. Okay, guys, so what is wrong with Longines, right? You've already read the title. I'm just going to go ahead and tell the time, and then we're going to try to explore what's exactly wrong with Longines. It is 1:10 p.m. Let's get down to business. Before we begin, you already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any of these uploads, and on this channel we upload pretty much once a day. Follow me on Instagram at The Simple Consultant. You can see a bunch of my life outside of watches. I show my cars and everything. And join the channel membership, guys. $4.99 a month. Excuse me. It's like the price of a cup of coffee. And you get access to that members-only Discord chat with some extra content. All right, so everybody is buzzing. Everybody is busting no cap for real. Do I sound like a young person? I don't know. Anyway, everyone's buzzing about this Longines Spirit Zulu time 39 mil. You are getting a date complication and a GMT with a threaded crown. Really nice oversized crown there. I don't know if you can even complain about this watch if I'm totally honest, because it is just spectacular. It is absolutely spectacular in the two-tone. These pictures of the blue shout-out monochrome watches, by the way, I'm friends with those guys. Really, really cool. Blue looks great, but honestly, the second... that actually looks very nice, too, with the blue arrow for the GMT hand. But for some reason, this two-tone, man, with the green bezel insert is my favorite. I'm not always a green watch guy, but in this case, for sure I am. Very nice two-tone with the gold tones, obviously bordering the handset and all the Arabics, and then the chaptering and everything. And then, of course, that very subtle splash of green with that bezel insert. I think it's very, very nice. Okay, so availability and price. We're going to talk about these, all of these, blah, 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 a ton of reference numbers. But it looks to be... depending on what you get, if it's on a bracelet or a strap, seems to be $29.50 Swiss francs, or about 4,600 on the bracelet Swiss francs, or that's euros, but okay, 4,050. I don't know guys. I just tell time, okay? I don't do math. I'm not really a numbers guy unless it's on a watch. So we're looking at anywhere from $3,000 to around $5,000. All right. What do I think about this watch? I think it's awesome. You are getting their Longines caliber L8 44.4. It is COSC and it is ETA based, of course, because this is a Swatch brand. The one thing I don't like about this is on the case back here. By the way, you're getting a ISO rating. And a 72-hour power reserve. This is the only thing I don't like. I like threaded case backs where the case actually threads into the where the case back threads into the case. Not a huge fan of the screwed in case backs where you actually have screws affixing the case back onto the case. It's just, it doesn't instill as much confidence, but I'm sure it's perfectly fine. I absolutely love this watch, and I know that the watch world is finally coming around to Longines, but what's upsetting is they are still, I'm going to be perfectly honest, seen as kind of a second-rate watchmaker. And it's really unfortunate because Longines in the past has done some crazy things with their high-frequency watches. Vintage Longines is perhaps one of my favorite vintage watchmakers, especially when we're looking at Wittnauer. That's right. Longines owned Wittnauer for a very long time, Wittnauer being an American watchmaker, but the Longines-made Wittnauers are, I think, the best vintage watches you can buy. I'm not kidding. And I'm somewhat biased, I suppose, because I sell a lot of them at the Time Teller shop, and we actually have one at the Time Teller shop right now if you want to take a look. But the design and the build quality of those vintage watches made by Longines are insane. And guys, I have my hands on vintage watches day in and day out. I also want to tell you one thing about Longines that I think they are doing better than anyone else. Okay? Heritage collections. Starting with... No, I don't want your cookies. Continue accepting. Do you see this carved dial? Longines Master Collection. This carved dial with the pseudo Breguet Arabics. This is insane. This is an insane watch. How can you look at this and not consider them pretty high up there when we're looking at like design and just total masterful execution of a simple... I mean, this is kind of a simple design, to be perfectly honest, but with simplicity comes difficulty, and if you don't nail this, all the imperfections are going to show. It is much harder to execute properly a simple, non-busy design than it is to have one really crazy, busy dial where you can kind of hide all the imperfections. This is insane. Blued hands, kind of a... excuse me, I'm still getting over that cold a little bit. Gray silver tone and that carved pseudo Breguet Arabics on the dial. No one does a heritage collection better than Longines. Period. We look at their heritage classic. Again, I actually own an actual vintage Longines that looks like this. It was a gift from one of my channel moderators. I'm actually having it kind of overhauled, and I'm going to do a reveal when that's done. But this is a legitimate vintage watch, just made currently. Like, everything down to the patination. It's perfect. It is perfect. I remember this when it came out back in 2017. I fell in love with it. Shout out. Did Ben actually write this? Yeah, Ben wrote this article. Hey. Who let Ben in the office there? Shouldn't he be playing golf somewhere? I'm joking, Ben. I'm jealous of you and your vintage Porsches. Anyway, this Longines 1945 with that kind of salmon dial, I was obsessed with when it first came out. This is the newer one from 2017. This is the OG. You can see they did a very good job, literally doing a 1-to-1 pretty much reissue. And then my all-time favorite, this pulsometer. Shout out Blog to Watch. This is a physician's watch pulsometer. It is a mono push chronograph. Again, we see a light colored dial with blued handset. You get some splashes of red, which is very high vis, very nice. I'm in love with this watch. I would absolutely love to own this watch. I should convince my dad to buy it. He's a doctor. Why not? Dad, you need one. Get one and let me steal it from you, like I have with all your G-Shocks throughout the years. So what is wrong with Longines? Why aren't they held to the same... What am I trying to say here, guys? Same esteem? They're not coveted as much? Is it because they're not as expensive as an Omega? Is it because they're not impressive? I would argue they're a lot of these watches are just as impressive as anything I see from more expensive watchmakers. What is it? Is it Swatch Group's fault that they're kind of limiting Longines? I think I know what it is, and I'm going to make some people upset here. Longines had a dark period, all right? Vintage Longines, what I'll say from like the 1940s till maybe like 1970s was cool. But then once we got past the 1970s, and of course, you know, a certain thing happened during that time, the quartz crisis, a lot of watchmakers went through a dark period. And Longines wasn't putting out very many cool things for a very long time until around 2016. And I think a lot of people kind of forgot about that brand. And they kind of wrote them off. Excuse me. Still getting over it, guys. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people that have kind of written Longines off, I think if they came back to this brand, they would see that they're actually very, very legit. I mean, this watch alone, insanity. So I know that everyone's buzzing about this, and I want to say congratulations, Longines, because this is just another, from your Spirit Zulu collection. Great, another great release at a very wearable, size. Very versatile. People could wear this, whether you have larger wrists or more slender wrists. You could dress this up on some leather, or you can wear it here on that textile strap and make it look super duper tough, or you can wear it on the bracelet, whatever. Pick your poison. So I wanted to hopefully make this episode bring some people back to Longines and taking a look at them, because truthfully, they are one of my favorite vintage watchmakers. And just nowadays, like under the $5,000 mark, I would say Longines is one of my favorite brands. I'm not gonna lie here, guys. So, that's kind of all I have for you today. But let me know, what's your favorite Longines? Do you have any of the vintage Wittenauers or the vintage Longines that I'm talking about? Leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I will go ahead and rate your favorite Longines from 1 to 10 in the comment section. Tell me your favorite Longines, and I will rate it. And I'm not going to hold anything back. So if I dislike it, I might give that bitch a 0. Love you guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Telling. Always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.